Yeah, dear student, welcome back to the accountancy class. Our chapter going on is chapter 6, rules of debit and credit. So in the previous class I told you about the classification of accounts. So in which I told you there are accounts can be classified in two ways. First is modern approach, accounting equation approach or American approach, and second is traditional approach. Clear? So traditional approach or British approach. As we have adopted our accounting system from Britishers, so we are going to follow traditional approach. Traditional oblique English approach. Okay. So in which I told you about the classification of account. I am again repeating. There are two major, that is personal and impersonal. I am repeating this because so many students have joined new this week. So personal is divided again into three parts. That is, first is natural person like A, B, C, Ram, Mohan, Shyam, etc. Second is artificial person. Artificial person represent to the person. Actually, these are not the person, these are actually the business identities like partnership firm, sole proprietorship company, but they are represented through or governed by the artificial person. Okay? Example is Bata Shoe Company, Delhi University, HGI School. You deposit fees in the school. So HGI School is artificial person. Any political party like BJP or Congress or whoever is running account, they are called artificial person. Next is representative. Representative personal account refers to the person or a group of persons. I am again repeating. Representative personal account refers to the person or a group of person to which this account is going to represent. Clear? Now example is I told you to represent a person. If you are paying rent to the landlord, clear, and that has been not paid, so rent account representing a person, so it is called representative person account. For example, staff salary is due for so many laborers or staff. So what you will do? You will never debit the personal account of a person while making the payment of salary. For example, I am taking salary from this school, but still I am not the creditor of the school. Why? Because I am not doing any business with the school. On the other hand, I am rendering my services. So whenever salary is paid to the staff, the personal name of the staff will never come. What entry you will pass? Salary or salaries account debit to cash oblique bank. So have you understood this? Representative personal account represent a person. For example, rent due to landlord. If you are making payment of the rent to the landlord, the personal account of the landlord will never come. What entry will pass? Rent to cash oblique bank. Similarly, when you are making payment of the salaries of the staff, you will always record salary to cash or bank. Now the word salaries represent two person, maybe 200 or 200,000. Any amount of staff is included. So always remember, these type of account represent a person or a group of person. Okay? So personal account is of three types. The rule of personal account is debit the receiver and credit the giver. For example, goods sold to the A. So A is the receiver of the goods. So what entry we are going to pass? A debit to sales account. So debit the receiver and credit the giver. Now after some time A is going to make us payment. So what he is giving? In this case A is the giver and what is coming to us is cash. So cash account debit to A. This is the rule of personal account. It is even written in your book also. Okay. Now there is one exception to do this rule also. Whenever any check or bill get dishonored, so one more exceptional rule is debit the debtor and credit the creditor. This is an exceptional rule of personal account. Right now you remember this thing only, debit the debtor and credit the creditor. In the later chapter I will explain you how this rule is applicable. Okay, I hope you have understood this. Now we come to the impersonal account. So impersonal account is of two types, real and nominal. Real is again divided into two parts, tangible real and intangible. These two words are the same which I taught you in the chapter 2 basic terms. Tangible real account means all lifeless properties, clear? Fixed properties, clear? Like furniture, vehicle or vehicles, plant and machinery, land and building. All these lifeless property will come in tangible asset. Now what are intangible? Which can't be seen or touched. So under this it comes is goodwill, patents. Patent means medical formulas, copyright, a right to publish a book, softwares, music tunes, so many things are there. These all will come under intangible. The rule of this account is debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Now for example you have purchased one vehicle in cash. So what has come? Debit what has come to you? Vehicle. So vehicle account debit to cash account. What goes out? Your cash has gone. Clear? So in this way real account is applicable. Debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Now we are going to nominal. Nominal is again divided into two parts, that is revenue means income and expenses. Revenue is amount received from sale of goods. Expenses mean expenses done to generate that revenue. Like rent, electricity. The rule of nominal account is debit the expenses and losses and credit the gains and income. Clear? This is the traditional classification. Another classification is a modern classification or accounting equation classification or American approach. We are not going to follow that. We are going to follow this system only. Clear? Because we have adopted our accounting system from Britishers, so we are going to follow this traditional or English approach. Okay? In the previous class I solved you one example, but I can solve you one example from American approach view. Clear? I am erasing this. Hope this would have become clear to you. So in the previous class I solved you one example on traditional classification approach in which I prepared 3 columns. that is personal, real and nominal. And nominal I divided into two parts revenue and expenses. Clear? Now I am solving one example according to American approach. Here we are going to prepare 5 column. How many column? 5 column. First is of serial number, then assets, then liabilities, capital, revenue and expenses. Yeah, I am solving example 5. Clear? So first is building. Building is definitely a fixed asset. So it will come here in the column asset. Next is creditor. So creditor is a liability. Creditor is the person from whom you have purchased goods on credit. Okay. Abhishek, proprietor. So proprietor will come here in the capital. Next is purchases account. So purchases account is an expense. So it will come here. Carriage inward, again it's an expense. Cash account, cash is an asset. So it will come here. Rent receipt, it's a revenue. So it will come here. Interest payable, it's a liability. Okay. So interest payable is a liability, it will come here. Bills payable, again it's a liability. So it will come here. Debtors, debtors is our asset. Accrued commission is going to be our asset. Bills receivable is also our asset. Clear? So this chapter is generally related up to here only. We have to just see how these things are going to be debit and credited, what are the rules of debit and credit, and under what columns these items will come. It's a chapter of memorizing the terms. Clear? And how they are classified. So I have told you both the ways. Clear? Traditional approach or American approach or accounting education approach. So solve all the examples and just 3-4 practical questions are there. Kindly solve it. So from my side this chapter is over. In the next class we will start another chapter. Thank you. Happy learning.